people that voted for them and put them in power, which is very unfortunate.
All right, thank you so much, Zubeida. Joseph, I'm going to be coming to you in just a while. But before that, I understand that now, Bire, I can get you loud and clear. But you are telling us about how the Gen Zs or the protesters in Kisii are taking this day.
Yeah, Grace, as I had told you earlier, that this is the capital roundabout that I had mentioned to you, that the youths had met here just to commemorate this particular day. It is an important area that anytime there is demonstrations or anytime there is some political activity, it always happens at this particular point. You can see there's some stones that are being removed from the road. These are youths who I had told you earlier that they had lit some bonfire here just to ensure that they pass their message. They pass their message, a message of frustrations. Those are tear gas cancers that are still being thrown at these particular youths to disperse them. They were here, hundreds of them converging here, singing those anti-government songs and just trying to make sure that their message gets home. The police officers are just trying to clear the road. They were here. They have lit several bonfires here. Some already are down. Some of them are already been put off. But the majority and the most thing that is coming out that the youths here are fearless. Anytime there are attempts to disperse them, they just move several meters away. And when the police seem to have retreated a little bit, they come to this particular spot. So it is an interesting running battles involving police officers and the demonstrating youth. And they are adamant. They are saying that whatever they are doing today is specifically an act of the Constitution. The youths are saying that whatever they are doing here, they presented their offer to the OCS, just demanding, asking for a chance to hold this particular, to commemorate their fallen soldiers who died to this particular day. And you can see there is some who are even here. They are fearless. They are even moving to the police officers, just trying to agitate and show their frustration at the manner with which the police officers are dispersing them. But of course, you can see that the lead of this particular police delegation, the OCS of this particular police station, is engaging the youths in a sober manner, just asking them, what is the best way forward to ensure that your rights are heard, to ensure that your voices are heard, at the same time, businesses can continue to go on in this particular town. But also I have to tell you that Kisii has always been on the map, as I had indicated earlier. Kisii has always been on the map. Anytime demos have been called here, they have always stand up religiously just to ensure that their voices are heard, their voices are added on the particular agitation from the youths in different particular areas. But you can see the police officers have been moving up with some of the youths in this particular town, just trying to calm their fellow youths, telling them, you can do this thing peacefully. But of course, we know the peace they are demanding for is not peace. We have seen them pelting stones. As I've told you, my cameraman is doing this in a lot of pain. But of course, there's something interesting here. They are calling their fellow youths, just come here, come over, let's come have dialogue with these police officers. So we're just waiting to see. Of course, the police officers are armed with tear gas canisters, the youths are armed with stones. So we are waiting to see if the OCS will make it up with his new tack of just trying to call the youths to this particular point, the Capitol Hill, just to have a conversation and see what is the best way forward. How can we end this particular demos? But as I mentioned earlier, there are some business people here who are counting losses. We are talking about the Shivling supermarket that has nearly lost everything. He's saying, kujeni tuongee chini. Come, let's dialogue. That is what the officer is saying. And we're just waiting here to see if at all this dialogue that the police officer is calling the youths to have is going to bear fruits. Maybe we can let's just move in and hear from the officer, maybe. Afande, maybe kwa nini unaona unaoita vijana? Kwa nini umeamua kuchukua uamuzi huu wa kuita vijana hapa?
Nataka kuwasikiza ni nini mbaya. Kama ni demonstration, tufanye hiyo demonstration tumalize. Sasa ndio tunawaita wakuje ili tusikize. Kwa sababu hata vita kuna kuanga na break. So hawa ni vijana, mimi ni baba yao, babu yao. So vile nimefika nataka kuwasikiza ni nini mbaya. Labda sababu kuna wengine ambao wameingia ndani, ambao ni wezi. Na hawa watatusaidia kuwatambua. Lakini kama demonstration tu, sisi tutaenda na wao polepole, wafanye demonstration, watoto wetu waende nyumbani.
Labda mbona hujafanya hizi? Kwa sababu hawa vijana wamekuwa kutoka asubuhi. Labda mbona huko amua kufanya uamuzi huu?
Perhaps that is... Oh,
Inaweza
okay, let
toa
us hear.
Yes.
Asante, asante, na labda tutakuwa tunafuatilia karibu. Anasema kwamba amewasili sasa hivi, and he is the deputy regional boss. He just wants to engage the youths, find an amicable solution. Remember in Nyanza, as I had mentioned earlier, that the youths have not been demonstrating in other parts of Nyanza region. We are talking about Kisumu, which has been fairly calm the entire day. We are talking about Siaya County, similarly has been fairly calm. We are also talking about Homa Bay County. As we were on our way to this particular area, we could notice that there were no police officers, there were no skirmishes, and there were no lit bonfires. But here in Kisii, something different is happening. But the deputy regional boss just wants to have a conversation, an engagement with the youths. He's saying that the best way to do this is to engage these youths, help them find out, identify the rogue youths who are doing there, who are entering these particular demonstrations and trying to change the narrative. So he's calling them up to this particular Capitol Hill just to engage them and find what is the best way. How can we end this? He's saying hatuwezi pigana the entire day, and he's even making that whistle just to call them, come over, let's have a dialogue, let's end this thing, let the normalcy return to Kisii town. So Grace, that is exactly what we are doing here, just to ensure. Some interesting times from the youths. So we just want to see these dialogues. The youths are saying Arambe one term, but the regional boss wants to engage them. So we are here just trying to ensure to see what will come out of this dialogue that is going to happen between the demonstrating youths and the police bosses who are here. So Grace, that is exactly what is happening here in Kisii. But we can confirm that the entire day has been running battles, tear gas cancers, stones being pelted all over. So we are just waiting to see how will this thing turn out, how will it unfold, Grace.
Right, thank you so much, Bramwell Bure, for that. Perhaps that's the kind of dialogue that my panelists have been talking about since morning. But when we talk about the breaking news that happened today, we are getting more reactions. This is from Justin Muturi, former Attorney General, saying what the Communication Authority is doing is not only unconstitutional, it is dangerous. You cannot suppress the truth or silence the voices of the people by switching off the microphones and cameras. We must resist this creeping authoritarianism with every fiber of our being. Now, with protests happening across the country, one may ask, why now? If this blackout is a calculated move to conceal atrocities or to do the unthinkable under the cover of silence, let this serve as a warning. Kenyans are watching. The world is watching. Do not even think about it. Remember, KTN is live on YouTube. Follow us on all our socials as we continue to bring you 360-degree coverage of this particular important day. Joseph, we're talking about, do you think all the happenings that happened today has taken away the good cause that was supposed to happen today, that is commemorating the lives that were lost?
Clearly it's happened, but first of all, let me commend that Deputy Regional Commander from Nyanza. This is the kind of dialogue that we want. These are fathers. You can see he's talking to them like a father. Yeah. And these are our children. And I think when a father is talking to their children in that tone, it's easier for them. And you can see, I love that the regional commander has realized that within demonstrations, sometimes there are these opportunistic people who come in and start causing chaos. And the way he's saying that he is happy that the young men are also helping the police to identify the rogue elements that are coming to destroy the peaceful demonstration. And I think if this is an approach that we take, where we are dialoguing, where we are allowing people to protest, because there's freedom to protest, also there's public order management. The police also have to ensure that there is public order. So you have two conflicting things, and I feel without dialogue between protesters and law enforcers, then you have a very big conflict. I think there's a lot of, we have to say that sometimes there can be a lot of, there's a lot of provocation from protesters, but you can imagine these are young people. Sometimes the one, you remember that girl who was taking selfie with an officer and stuff like that. I mean, as a mature officer like this deputy county commander, I feel that if you take it with such maturity, these young people will calm down and will not have this chaos that we keep on seeing. To your question whether we've identified, we've